Greetings from Dystopia. Episode 10. Just heard some cranes flying. Got out and got my run in today, 4.52 miles. I saw 4 people on the trail. The one I chose to run today again is that double black diamond that's here in this preserve. Saw one guy, we talked for a little bit, at well beyond the social distance. It's funny, the runners are giving each other like a 10-foot berth instead of a 6-foot. Couple walked through while he and I were talking, and then I passed another guy on the way out. So 4 people. I got back to the parking lot, and there are like, I don't know, 20 cars out here, I guess. Try to catch up here. Sherry, sis, you asked me yesterday here we go. So Sherry's question was, what are the first 5 things that you changed as far as habits, lifestyle? Number 1 is what I eat, how I eat. The first week I kept a typed journal on my phone of everything I ate for that week. I totaled it all up at the end of the week and counted the calories up and averaged them out for the week. I was consuming on average 3,800 calories, 3,810 or whatever it was per day, average. So immediately that showed me a problem, especially when I was only consuming 900 to 1,000 calories. So that's number 1. Keep that journal for a first week. Take a look at what you eat. Make sure that you are religious about recording everything you eat. Don't cheat it, because you're only cheating yourself. Once you've figured that out, the second thing I'll say, and it was recommended to me, I'll recommend it to everybody just because it's a system that works for me. Obviously, it worked. And that is the Weight Watchers app. If you need a referral, let me know. I can get your email address and do the referral, and you'll get a month for free. I'm doing only the app, and I'm not promoting this as part of my channel. I want to try and avoid that. Any type of promotions, at least for stuff like this, so that it's, it's legit. It worked for me. But it is the app. I'm doing the app only. Don't quote me. I want to say it's $9 a month. I would actually have to look. But the app is totally worth it. You program in what your goals are, how much you want to lose, when you want to, your timeline. It's very good at, I'm waiting on it to load up right now, at helping you. It will give you your daily points. Like right now, I'm at 26 points per day. And you can see that I've already consumed 15. I have 11 left for today. Yeah, and I got it backwards. Crap. And I touched the screen. Yeah, I've consumed 15. I have 11 left for the day. And 35 for the week. I've only had to add 2 foods out of anything that I eat to this. So it's very, very well maintained as far as their database of foods, and it has the vast majority of restaurants, major chain restaurants are in there. So if you have 8 points left for the day and you go to Panda Express, you can find Panda and see the points for everything on their menu and say, okay, well, I can have, it's my favorite thing there, but mushroom chicken, because it's very low points, and I can have, a Diet Coke or iced tea or whatever, and figure out your points. It's kind of if you're an old school gamer, it actually works really well for me. It's the gamification of diet, because you get X amount of points. If you don't use all your points in a day, a couple are rolled over to the next day, so you have that weekly extra. And it does allow you to budget out for if you know you got a night out coming up, or a night where you have a big family dinner, where you want to order a pizza. Well, I can have this pizza because I cut back or ate more healthy during other points during the week. So I have saved up extra points, which will allow me to have 2 slices of pizza or whatever. The healthier a food is, the less points it costs you. There are a ton of no-point foods that don't count against you. Fruits, vegetables, raw, cooked vegetables with, coconut oil or whatever you want to use. Everything counts against you, obviously, for oils and fats, but pay attention to it. It's a game, and it actually does make it semi-fun to to control it. So that's record what you eat, so you know your baseline. Start to log it in an app. It doesn't have to be Weight Watchers. Find what works for you. Like I said, it's a constant balance of, let me try something new. 1 week, 2 weeks, okay, this isn't working. I need to change. You're constantly going to have to adjust what you eat, how you exercise. I'm trying to find exactly how I worded it on a selfie not long ago. My cell signal here is crap. All right, there it is. Transformation takes time, effort, and experimentation. You're gonna have to experiment. Not everything is gonna work for you. So when I first started my diet, I had a problem balancing out good foods versus what made me feel full. If you're eating a lot of rich, heavy foods, it's going to take a little bit to fill that void, so to speak. More protein intake will actually help keep you fuller longer. Sorry, I was watching some people here go into the woods. There's a young man going in one direction and a younger woman going in another direction, but these two trails meet. And I'm wondering, close this window so I don't get heard. I'm wondering if these are my the people leaving the condoms in the woods. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to take a little while. My daily diet here lately, I've been much, much stricter on my intake. So when I first started actually recording meals, after about 2 weeks on the Weight Watchers app, I was able to actually see what my downfalls were as far as food. So it allowed me to make changes with what I was eating and the quantity of what I was eating. And my biggest weakness was lunch, obviously, because going out to lunch at work with people from work, and around there, there's not really many healthy places to eat. We'll just be honest. Come on, it's fast food, right? So the start on that was Mondays is Jersey Mike's. So I went from my, whatever the Italian sandwich is, I switched it up and went to tuna on rosemary parmesan or whole wheat bread. Tuna with banana pepper and pickle, and that's it. And I went from the medium sandwich down to the 6-inch. So that got me back down into my point buffer for that day. So that got one day under control. Taco Tuesday. It's hard not to go out and not want to eat a ton of tacos. I went from 2 to 1 with refried beans. So I would have 1 ground beef taco, corn tortilla, and a small portion of refried beans. So that got my Tuesday under control. Wednesday we always went to Culver's, so that was my treat yourself day, and I did not change up Culver's. Just a single butter burger with cheese, mayo, mustard, pickle, onion rings, and horseradish sauce. And I'm sure, Matt, if you're watching this right now, you're gonna laugh at the horseradish sauce, but I love my horseradish. And unsweetened iced tea. So that Wednesday was always my, like I said, treat yourself day. You can have whatever you want. Thursday lunches was typically either Pops or Panda. Pops is a fast food Italian beef burger joint. I went from eating a burger and fries, or 2 hot dogs and fries, to eating a gyro, which is the lamb and beef mix there, and skipping the fries, or just having a small portion of fries and not eating the pita bread. So I was consuming the protein and the carbs from the fries, not the carbs from the bread. Or at Panda, I switched up from the orange sweet fire chicken, or the orange chicken. I switched from that to mushroom chicken. I got the bowl all the time. I cut the portion of the bowl of rice, of refried rice, to 1/2 of the portion, and then down to just 1 scoop. They still charge you the same between a half and a scoop, but still. So that shrunk down those points. And then Friday was more often than not Pops at Italian beef joint. And again, I switched to the gyro, so I'm intaking more protein. I always ask for extra tomatoes, which they give you plenty of extra tomatoes. It was like eating two decent sized tomatoes. I got rid of my soda in general and went to unsweetened iced tea, which I don't mind iced tea whether it's sweet or unsweet. I've actually now gotten to where I prefer unsweet. So that was my biggest cheat during the week, was my lunches. That's what was hurting me the most. So over time I learned to trim those back. Every day for breakfast I have black coffee, a banana, and a protein bar. It's the one from, it's a taste thing. You'll have to experiment and see which ones you like. This is actually the one that I like from Aldi. Give it a chance to focus here. This is their Elevation. It's the cookie dough. It's 15 grams of protein, 200 calories per bar, if you decide to trace calories, rather than the points. I like the points. I don't have to worry about figuring out how many calories in a meal. It's all already been figured out. And that's my breakfast. Lunch varies. Dinner is almost always 2 or 3 small cucumbers, tomatoes, some form of fruit. Typically it's blackberries or strawberries. You guys have seen my pita, or not pita, naan. 2 to 3 tablespoons of spicy hummus, and 1 or 2 packages of budding meat. the pre-sliced meat in the plastic package. I do that because it's a very easy portion control. The cucumbers, the fruit that I eat, I can eat as much of that as I want. So I typically load up on the proteins, obviously for muscle, to keep replenishing your muscle. You need protein to build on. You can't cut that out of your diet. Same with carbohydrates. If you look at people that diet, the ones that cut out carbs, in my experience from the past and having watched friends go through diets, any diet where you've cut out carbohydrates, it works quickly, but it's not a sustainable system. The diet that I've gone through for myself, I'm finding, is completely sustainable. I like what I eat, and I don't have any problems with it. Some evenings I'll switch it up. Instead of having the meat as a protein, I'll have 2, 3, or 4 eggs, typically fried in ghee. So you got to add in that point for the ghee. Make sure that's where it'll sneak up on you when you're not paying attention, are fats that you add, butters, salad dressing, ghee, anything like that that's adding a fat, you're adding points. You have to be religious about recording it. After a while, you learn what counts against you, and you can go from there. So, all right. Record what you eat, monitor it. Dietary app to help you. Get moving is number 3, Sherry. Get off your ass. You have to move. Number 4, some type of a fitness watch, whether it's Fitbit or Garmin, whatever you choose to do. I chose the Garmin because this is an easy migration path from the Vivo Active, this particular model, to the Phoenix, which I also have, which is a full-blown GPS watch. It's a very easy transition. It's controlled by the same software package. So I'm not switching brands in the middle of doing all of this. Everything I have works together and works continually to record my activity. That's very important. So that's get moving, number 3. Track your movement, number 4. Number 5 is just start to exercise. Start slow. Start walking. Walking from September 20th through the end of January, all of my weight loss was walking. I didn't run, I didn't jog, I didn't do anything. It was all walking and going upstairs. I started out at 5 flights of stairs and 5,000 steps per day, and I'm looking at a boy's butt here. He just dropped trowel in the middle of the trail and started to pee. It's funny. Anyway, it's the woods, whatever. Yeah, and then number 5 is get moving, get some form of exercise started. Don't run. Don't start running. Don't expect to go from the couch to a 5K. Take your time, build your muscle, build your health. As the pounds come off, it gets easier to move. You'll know when you start to hit these benchmarks. Your body's going to tell you, wow, what was 5,000 steps or 2.5 miles? That was hard 2 months ago. Now it's really easy. All right, now you're at the point where you can step it up a notch. I doubled it. I went from 5,000 to 10,000 steps. I tripled my stairs from 5 flights to 15 flights. At that point when it became easy, which was about mid-December. Again, I started September 20th. Towards the end of January, as I started snowshoeing, I felt like one day I'm just snowshoeing along and I'm starting to build up a head of steam, and immediately I'm thinking, slow down, you're a little bit older. Take your time and increase this. But yet my body is saying, I want to run, I want to move. And that is the most awesome thing, when that comes over you in your body and your body's saying, let's move. Again, think logically, don't take off running. But what I did do is integrate in sprints with snowshoes. You would be surprised how much a 50-meter sprint in snowshoes in a foot of snow takes out of you energy-wise. But it works. It works very well. And now, ever since then, I've been increasing it. Now I'm up to a little bit over 2 miles in a non-stop run. I have had to slow down a little bit, like I was talking about with this adductor injury. So now I'm walking the uphills, running the flats, running the downhills. And still I'm getting my runs in. Today was 4.52 miles. I'll say today 75% of that was running, but with the breaks of walking the uphills. You'll see. Your body will tell you when it's ready for the next step. And again, anybody that's gone through this process already will be able to vouch for it. But the way your body responds as the pounds drop and as your fitness level rises, it's, I think, the most motivating factor. I want to, real quick, give a shout out to all of my cheerleaders on Facebook. You guys are epic. There's been days when I woke up and I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't want to go out and go for a walk. I just wanted to sit on the couch. But yet I go back and I look at a post from the night before where Carolyn or Christy or Carol or Kyle or any number of you guys and Chief Joe, I forgot your name there for a minute, where you guys have all left a positive comment on something I posted the day before, where I posted my end of the day. And that moral support is, I'm going to give you 6, Sherry, is find your cheerleaders, because they are the people that will root you on, that will have that faith in you when you don't have it. Because there are days that you're going to wake up and you're going to be sore and you're going to think, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Those cheerleaders can be the ones that push you on. It's hard to say who my biggest number one cheerleader is. And I don't want to single out any one person, because it's not fair to the rest of you guys. You've all been super at supporting me through this and giving me the moral support when I needed it. I think my daughter has been the funniest one, only because obviously the duration she's known me. When she talked about being little and my upper arms were so big that her head, fit in my biceps. And so she watched me go from muscular to fat, and now I'm waiting to see her again on skinny. She's already seen the photos, but I'm waiting to see her reaction when she sees me face to face. Yeah, there's been a lot of cheerleaders along the way. Sadly, one of my biggest cheerleaders, we are no longer friends, but the rest of you stepped in and filled the gap, and I appreciate it. So yeah, find that base of support. The other one, so I'll give you 7. The other one that's going to be difficult is your family members, the friends around you, that you are trying to control what you eat, and you're going to constantly have this influx of, oh my God, look, I'm eating this, I don't know, chintzy little salad, and wow, that triple cheeseburger with bacon looks really good. Well, I know. It's hard, but believe me, everything you do to just ignore that and focus on what you're doing, it helps. And again, that's where the support of your friends is there. You guys, when you post up things you've done, I'll give you the love, I'll give you the thumbs up, I'll encourage you any way I can. Carolyn has already posted her weight loss. At least one post that I recall. Dude, I just drew a blank on your name. High school friend has posted up his weight loss. Yeah, but you guys are making tremendous strides, and again, as proud as you guys are of me, I'm that proud of you guys as well, because all you guys that are following along and doing this on your own are just making tremendous strides, and I'm so happy to see that. Initially, here's another one. Initially, when I started, I was stepping on the scale every day. So now we're up to 8, sis. Don't do that. Don't step on the scale every day. Don't torture yourself. Now I weigh in on Sunday mornings, and that's it. Measuring inches is a good non-scale victory. It's a good way to know, that, hey, I am in fact losing inches, because it's not always visible, at least at the start. It depends on your body structure. The first month lost like 3 inches off my belly. That was an obvious one for me to see. But the rest of them, to me, the biggest non-scale victories are the ones like I was talking about, where all of a sudden my body is saying, I want to run, or, let's sprint a little bit, or I'm going up a pair of stairs and I'm like, I want to do push-ups. Stop and do the incline push-ups. Those are your body saying, I feel better. Let's do this. And your brain is saying, yes, you are better. Let's do this. Those are the things to look out for. Again, if you need help, I'm glad to coach you in any way I can. Because again, you guys have been my biggest support. So I checked the time here. I'm trying not to make these over half an hour. I'm at 29 minutes. I'm sure this will get edited down a little bit. But, yeah, again, post any questions, please. Do them on Facebook. Do them on the YouTube video itself. Or if you don't want to air it publicly, but you do have a question, just send me a private message. I'll answer them. If you don't want me to mention you, I won't. Just tell me you don't want me to mention you. And that's it. It's a beautiful day here, 62 right now. Temp went up. It's a beautiful day. It's 62 degrees. The sun is out. I ran out of my record window there, so I had to hit the start button again. Yeah, I heard some cranes flying over earlier when I started recording, and sadly I got the whiff of some skunks when I first got here this morning, so the skunks are out and about and foraging and looking for love. I saw 2 coyotes today just laying there. They didn't bother to escort me, so I'm sure, I don't quite remember with coyotes, but I think they would already be pregnant, waiting on that 60-day drop. Saw a couple more bluebirds today, which I love bluebirds. It's my favorite bird. So to see them again, for years, when I was a kid, you saw bluebirds up here, and then suddenly they stopped coming up here. So over the years, I've seen bluebirds decline and blue jays decline. In the last few years, we're starting to see more and more of them, which I think says a lot for the environment. We are getting more and more beautiful blue skies the longer this COVID-19 isolation goes on. I'm seeing far less commercial flights every day. I live in the flight path from Midway Airport. I think I'm only noticing 2 or 3 planes a day. Today I've only noticed 2. And that's it. So this is a good situation and a sad situation. I think at the end of this, there's a lot of lessons we can learn about the way our society works, and hopefully we can change some of our behaviors, particularly in the way we deal with each other. I've seen a lot of changes with the way people are talking to each other. People generally seem to be nicer towards each other, with the exception of in the stores. If you're the dick that's yelling at a store clerk because the store is out of something, you're an asshole. You're yelling at the wrong person. Turn around and yell at all of your fellow Americans that are in the store, because we're only screwing ourselves. Alright, anyways, coming off the pulpit. That's it, guys. Have a good day. Be good. Be well. Bye-bye.